Greetings to all of the divine creators who have assembled here today, not only for the purposes of their own expansion and evolution, but also for the contribution that each one of you is going to make tonight regarding the expansion of your perspective, the expansion of your energy, the expansion of your love for self, that each one of you is going to contribute into the collective consciousness. And when I say the collective consciousness, I am not only referring to the consciousness of your race, that is the human race, the human species. I am referring to consciousness throughout the universes. On behalf of all life everywhere, I would like to extend to you my heartiest appreciation for your contribution to this transmission. Tonight's introduction is entitled Living Your Destiny. It is half of the title, and I'm going to focus on the second half of the title to highlight the purpose of tonight's transmission. As I have said to you before, throughout the beginning of the year 2021 in your terms, as you understand it, my assistance and the purpose of these transmissions is to assist each one of you with harmonizing and aligning with the nature of your true self. That is your authentic self, the energy that is your natural state of grace. Many of you already understand, as a part of your own diligence along your examination of your journeys, that you are all fractals then of the one consciousness, each one having an experience for the purposes of coming back into remembrance of self, understanding and getting to know yourself even more than you ever did before. Although you are certainly welcome to ask anything that may be concerning you, the function of the information then tonight is to assist you with understanding even more the nature of your free will in this incarnation and the absolute power that has been shared with you, that is the energy of creation, that is the same energy that has created all things, created all universes, is shared with each one of you, which is why you are all divine creators, moving through an evolution of an incarnation in an attempt to understand yourself better, to know yourself even more than has. Some of you, as was in the earlier conversation, already understand that the universe is not shrinking. There was a conversation that was had earlier where there was an acknowledgement then of the universe expanding, of that then being a direct correlation to the expansion of the one consciousness, which of course is expanding by virtue of all of the brave journeys and experiences that each one of you are having as portions of the one consciousness, sharing the power of creation then for the ability to be able to fully express yourself in this journey, to be able to fully express your unique creativity on how you are going to approach your evolution in this cycle. And so we are going to visit some topics that we have not visited in quite some time. Naturally, as some of you are already aware, the only impediments that are faced in your lives, meaning that you face when seeking the path that is uniquely yours, that allows you to feel and resonate with all aspects of your multi-dimensional selves, meaning to come here into this physical world, into this dimension, into this density for the purposes of achieving the experiences that were your first choice. Although all experiences, all deviations all exercises of your free will. Every time you have changed your mind is also certainly a thing of beauty, for even in that, you are exercising your free will. You are exercising the understanding of your sovereignty then here in this incarnation. To that end, many of your thoughts and your impeding beliefs have been entrenched in your thought systems for such a length of time that many of you are unaware that they are there, creating that energy field, that energy barrier to your experiencing the destiny that you came here to experience, the path that you felt was most ideal when you were planning your life before you came forth into your physical bodies. And so we will generally review some of the impediments that are most common throughout your race. We have spoken some time ago regarding the need to please other people, the validation that many get with the approval of others, because many of you were conditioned at early ages throughout childhood that it was more acceptable and more appropriate then for you to meet the standards in your society, the society you chose, the society that you wanted to experience, the society through which you wanted to experience yourself then. But all of you have received your conditioning in childhood. All of you, when you were running amok, running around, demonstrating errant behavior, were reined in. It was explained to you why the behavior that was being articulated to you was the acceptable one. And of course, you had to conform to what others wanted you to do with your thoughts, with the ability to think only what others approve of, to be taught then and assimilate the morality of your culture and the morality of your family system. And when I speak of your family system, I am not just speaking of the nucleus that you directly came into. I am speaking of your family generationally, then grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents, cousins, second cousins, and so on and so forth. For the belief systems that you have now are inherent in your whole family structure for the most part, although in many of your families, you also experience the black sheep if you are not the black sheep yourself. But for the most part, family units demonstrate the cohesiveness of the acceptable thoughts and the acceptable behaviors. And when you did that successfully, you were rewarded with demonstrations of affection, verbal affection, and physical affection. And again, I'm speaking generally. I do realize that not everybody has had the same exact experience, but for the purposes of understanding the material, I am going to again generalize. That is one impediment. The other impediment are a plethora and a host of beliefs that are on its face, if you were able to view them and examine them, would seem archaic to you. But again, these are beliefs that are so entrenched into your psyche, into your psychological makeup, that many of you are unaware of it until some conflict, some issue, some challenge arises in your awareness that you have created as a result of your belief construct, which of course then is your trigger to examine when you are experiencing something in the negative energy field that does not feel pleasant. Understand that the only function for that in truth is to provide you with the opportunity to recognize the energy shift. Many of you are energy workers, so you will be able to follow along much easier. The energy shift into the negative frequencies. But the function of that is only so that non-judgmentally, you have an opportunity then to examine what thoughts are creating those emotions. In that process, you are able to determine then if the thoughts that arise that you discover from your examination, if those beliefs and if those thoughts, even if you even still agree with them. And this is the interesting paradigm. Many of the limiting beliefs, many of the beliefs that are causing an impediment towards your ability to experience the destiny that you came here to achieve are thoughts and belief systems that you don't even agree with anymore, but they are so old. And you are so unaccustomed to examining them lovingly, non judgmentally, but honestly, embracing those aspects of you that you think of as negative, those thoughts that you may not want to share with others because you no longer agree with those thoughts, but to be comfortable with those aspects of you for your ability to harmonize with yourself and live your destiny then is directly correlated to your energetic ability to embrace all parts of yourself. Yes, even the ones that cause negative emotions, even the thoughts and beliefs that have manifested and created negative experiences or experiences that felt very unpleasant to you, to embrace those parts of you as well.